Boom. So let's talk about emergency management planning on the road. Hasty emergency management planning, right? So you're on a trip with your client. How are you planning for emergencies? Obviously, you should have done your advance work. You should know where your embassies are. You should know where your safe locations are, where your first responders are, and have a plan to get to these locations or access these locations prior to anything happening during your trip, right? You should have a hospital already picked out. You should understand the levels of care. You should understand that the hospitals and medical assets you pick out, whether they're a 24-hour emergency room and what types of procedures they can help you with, or if medevacing, air medevacing to another location, or driving into the city to get better medical support, depending on the nature of your emergency, is a better option, right? You've got to think about what your plan is relative to every location. So you've done your advance work every single day during your trip. You pull the information about that specific leg of the trip and you put it in an emergency management plan document and you send it out to your team the night prior along with their assignments. But overall, when you're going into an operation, especially in a different in a different country or a different place where you're not familiar to things, you've got to be thinking about what are the relevant risks and threats associated with your client's behavior and or itinerary, right? So are there POIs, persons of interest, you need to make sure are in front of your team so they know who to look for. What types of things are we going on a hike in the Mediterranean? What types of bites, what types of plant life might we run into? If you're going to be doing something in an urban environment, what are the most likely types of attacks? Not attacks, but petty crimes associated with your client's behavior, whether they're going to be in the city or in the country, things like this. So you're always looking at your client's behavior and you're always coming up with contingency plans at a very baseline minimum. Those contingency plans are going to be to make sure you have your medical assets and your first responder assets already selected, and you're going to have ways to communicate with those people. Ideally, you'll have a hospital selected, and you'll have contact with a physician that can give you backdoor access so you don't have to use the emergency room, right? You'll have pictures of the emergency room. You'll drop pins at the emergency room locations, and you'll share those with your team before you guys go out. So if there's an emergency, anyone can go to the specific emergency room and they already have the information that they know exactly where they're going. They have a picture of the emergency room entrance and they know how to get there and what to do when they get there, right? So these are the types of things: primary, secondary, alternate routes to locations, knowing where your choke points are when you do your route recon, right? And understanding that these are places where you need to be maybe at more of a state of yellow, in your spectrum of green, yellow, red for the state that you guys are operating in out there on the road. So this is just a quick down and dirty video on emergency management protocols and how to start thinking about solving those equations in real life, in real time. More stuff like this. Come train with us. We just warming up. We're just unwinding. Protection's more than just a job. It's a lifestyle. Let's go. Boom. If you're enjoying this video, go to epspecialist.com to take your executive protection career to the next level or to get in the game. Byron Rodgers, protector by nature and by trade.